Hello there, and welcome to another edition of In Between the Pages with James Lott Jr. And I am back with some great guests from a movie that is just out. This movie is, I mean, from the beginning to the end. It's very, very, very interesting film. I was like a black person screaming at the TV the whole time. Don't do that! Go away, wait, no, no! I mean, I was so loud watching this film. It's crazy. Seriously, I was like, okay, kids. I think I said damn like 5 times. Like, damn. Anyway, we're gonna talk to some people who are behind this film. So we got a gaggle of folks here. So let's get to this. We're gonna start with I guess I don't know how this looks to everybody on when they watch this, but to my top corner, he plays the Kingpin, who is bad, and his name comes from somebody who's bad in Star Wars. I got that little thing there. I was like, He plays Vader. Craig Betz. Hi, Craig.
Hello. Hello.
Like, wait a minute. I'm like, Darth Vader. That's what's going on there. And then we're going to go down below this handsome gentleman who has, I think, one of the most complicated roles in the film, actually. Very, very complicated. Who plays this hitman who's part of the VEX, but then other things happen. He plays Tyson. Mark, oh my God, your last name already.
Schottner. Mark Schottner.
That's right. How are you?
I'm doing all good.
It's like 10,000 degrees out here in LA right now. And then we go right next to him, somebody that I personally love very much. She knows I love her very much. And has been on one of my other shows because of her series, a son of the series. And she is actually, let's get all her stuff together, co-executive producer, first, second director, and executive producer, and stars as Detective Johnson in the film, Landra V Phillips.
Thank you for having us, James. It's good to see you again.
It's very nice to see you again. Very nice to see you. Then we can go over one more to her. And actually, one of your scenes in the film is really hilarious. And I was kind of laughing. I loved it. She plays Bottle Girl in there, and I just thought it was hilarious. And I actually have a question that's behind the scenes about that. Brittney Moniique. Hi, Brittney.
Okay. Hi.
I do have a question about the long dress. I have a question about that. And then down below, this beautiful smile. Okay, she has many roles on here: executive co-producer, assistant director, and she plays a summer night in this film. And I can't say anything. I'm trying to give any spoilers away, folks. You need to run and see this film. Kathleen Liautaud.
Hi.
Hi there. And the man, why we're here. I mean, we're here. You know, we wouldn't be here without him. Literally. Let's name the 10 things he does in this film: writer, director, producer, editor. I'm sure he did casting. He probably got craft services. And he also stars in the film. Let me tell you the whole thing. He plays Detective Michael Knight. And it sounds like Knight Rider? I don't know. It's Dwayne Parker, my buddy.
Thank you, James, for having us, man. You're amazing. And this is the interview I want to do. Definitely.
Well, you know, whenever Dwayne or Landra calls me, I'm like, I'm here. Just, you don't have to worry about that at all.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. So, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. So first of all, I want to kind of go around briefly, and I'm asking every guest on the show because we're in this kind of strange time period. How are you doing during this weird time period? Craig, you first. How are you doing?
I'm okay. It's definitely a time to reflect. It's humbling, I think. But I'm an introspective person by nature, so I kind of welcome it. Aside from everything else going on and folks that are sick, but I'm okay. I'm really deep in thought about right now, actually. So I'm all right.
Good. Very good. Mark, how are you doing?
Staying healthy, staying strong. I try to keep busy. I kind of enjoy the time, like figuring out who you really are, what you really want, and just keeping positive, staying positive.
Very good. Now, Landra, you have a child. So how has that been for you during this time period?
I've had to become a preschool teacher because his school is shut down. So I've gotten workbooks for him and everything like that. So he's 4, so he's all over the place. And sometimes, by the grace of God, when this pandemic is over, I'm be happy for him to go back to school. But it's a humbling experience, and it makes you realize what's really important when you see like the loss of lives and everything that's going on. Just family, be able to spend time with family and yourself. We take that for granted. And so the pandemic has been an opportunity for me to stay in and actually really spend time with my family, play games, things I haven't done in a long time.
Yeah. I know. I just must be. I mean, you're a teacher right now. You're a teacher and a parent and this and that, and also you have your own company. Things are going on. I mean, like you just, women do it best anyway. Women can do it all. I give to the women. They can do it all. Especially strong Black women can do it all, especially. Now, Brittney, how have you been doing?
Well, it actually started off stressful, and to the point I had to go make a doctor's appointment because I was losing my mind in here. It actually got better because I focused more on myself, and I actually have a son also that's 8 years old, and I have turned into a teacher also, and that's kind of been stressful, and I try not to let it get to me because this is the time where he needs his parents to focus more on him to move forward and pass his classes and everything. But he's been doing good. He's getting 100, so that makes me happy, but just got to deal with it. And I'm also not working, so that was actually another stressful part of everything. I had been out of work since like March, but I can't let it like bring me down. I have my son, so just got to deal with it. Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, Hollywood shut down, so I'm not working. I mean, I'm doing all these things.
Yeah.
Too.
It is. Yeah, it's hard, but just got to keep moving forward and let the time just pass by.
True.
But stay active.
You look good. And Kathleen, how are you?
I am hanging in there. Quarantine isn't so bad. I'm an introvert, so I kind of like being inside. But the times are unfortunate because you can't go outside without wearing a mask. But I've been spending my time very creatively, just pushing out some artwork. It's a hobby of mine. So yeah, it's been keeping me busy.
Oh, good. Yeah, I just got my friends at Black Don't Crack. I just got my masks from them. It's really cute.
I saw that.
Black Don't Crack. So she made these masks. They're really beautiful. Her name is Deborah Hubbard. She's the mom. And she sent them to me today.
Everybody just been so creative with them. I just have a regular surgical mask.
I got those too. But it's like, she sent me those. I was like, I'll wear those. Even though I have not left my house in 49 days. I stayed home the whole time. It was bad in LA. It's like, that's the time I go anywhere. So this film, from the opening scene to the ending scene, it's very, very striking. I think I wrote that down in my notes, striking. So congratulations. And Dwayne, because you're the nucleus at the beginning of this, where did you get the story? You wrote it. How did the story come to you?
Well, I was inspired by a lot of the videos that I've seen. I've seen a lot of videos online where you see parents and victims in courtrooms forgiving their assailants or the people who've done them wrong. And that kind of hit me in a way because I wanted to do this revenge story, but I also wanted to kind of show what it is to forgive. And so that's the kind of angle that this revenge story takes. And I think I also wanted to include the aspect of the school to prison pipeline, which is what causes a lot of this gang to kind of get motivated to do what it does. But it was those videos initially that I saw. Like, how does a person who has been done wrong, who's, for example, whose family member has been murdered, come and forgive the murderer? And when I saw that, it made me kind of ask that question and say to myself, how could I tell this story and to have people question what they would forgive in their lives? Because I think forgiveness is a very powerful thing and that everyone should be able to forgive. But that's the question I wanted to ask the audience. What can you forgive? What makes a person good? Should we judge a person based on their past or their present? Some should they not be forgiven? Society right now likes to condemn people, and once someone does something wrong, just throw them to the wolves. Should that person be forgiven? Should second chances be given? Do we know what the backstory of that person is that brought them to be who they were? And can people change? So all those things I want to kind of throw out there.
Yeah, and this is the phrase that I love from Brené Brown is that forgiveness is giving up the hope the past could be any different. And I always think I love that phrase, and it changed my life just hearing that. And I thought this movie is kind of about that. The past can't be any different. You know, the characters that, you know, that Craig play and Mark play especially are part of the problem for you, for your on the show, I mean, in the movie. And so it's kind of like you have to kind of give that part and kind of say, okay, this did happen. My family was, you know, was hurt and was murdered. I got to move on from there somehow. And the forgiveness is for you, basically, mainly. It's for you to kind of forgive yourself. And this film, I think, talks about that a lot.
Right.
And there's things in the movie, which I said, I can't give up. You have to see this movie, folks, that throughout the way you're like, I don't know. I don't know. There's sometimes I'm like, I don't know. There was like several scenes that I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know how would I do that. You know, I don't.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I want to put out there. I want the audience to question themselves and ask that question to themselves. If I were in that situation, what would I do? You know, or if you were in that situation, what would you do? Would you have the capability to do that? You know, and I wanted to kind of, with Mark's character, kind of throw in that backstory. I hope it was effective enough to make the audience kind of sympathetic to why he kind of went that way and why he's now trying to change, because he understands that's not the life he wants to live. So
yeah, we'll get to that in a second. And we have a couple of characters I just kind of want to hit a little bit while I'm thinking about. Landra, your character was so mean to your co-person. I mean, he was just so mean to your other co-detective. You were so just like dismissive. He was like, please, come on, you know, come on, stop treating me that way. And you're just like, yeah, whatever. It was hilarious. It wasn't fun to play.
No, it was definitely a lot of fun to play. Different than other characters that I've played in the past. And you know, Johnson is actually Knight's old partner. So she's not happy about getting assigned a new partner. So therefore she feels definitely indifferent and feels some type of way about it, because she believes in Knight that even though he might be doing these things, that he's really still a good person at heart. And what he's doing for a reason.
Yeah, and I can see that. And Craig, you were just a mean person. I was like, so for you, it must have been really fun to sink your teeth into something. It's just you played a good old baddie.
Yeah. So you know, when Dwayne and I were talking, you know, doing a little bit of kind of understanding, fleshing out the character, some of his drivers, you know, one of the things that really identified with is in his mind, he has a noble cause, you know, and I think that ties into the whole element of forgiveness, because he feels as though the decision that he made in the past that he's taken makes sense. It's rational to him. So it's like the other side of the table. And I think that, you know, to Dwayne's point, it kind of feeds into the whole forgiveness, because if you have a different perspective, what would you do if this was your mentality and this is what you thought was the only option? So I really identify with Vader, and yeah, it was a lot of fun being the bad guy. So yeah,
right, cool. When we first came on, before everybody came on, I was like, look at this man, smile, great smile, seems like a nice person. And I hated him in the movie.
Right.
I'm like, smiling at me, I don't trust you.
Right.
I'm like, I don't like him. I don't want to like him. He's like, look, he's so nice and smiley. Because you're a good actor.
Oh, thank you.
So Craig and Mark, because there was a bunch of guys, there were scenes where a bunch of guys. How was it filming with all these guys in the room? Was there any kind of tomfoolery going on between takes, or like fun stuff? What was going on there, you guys? You both are smiling, so obviously something's going down.
It was totally relaxed, really cool. What do you think?
Like whatever happens on set stays on set.
That's right.
Your smiles tell it all. But it must be a lot of fun though, be able to do those kind of scenes together, a bunch of guys. You know, I guess they're all actors trying to make this work.
The fight rehearsals, they were a lot of fun. So really preparing for the fight scenes, that was a lot of fun.
We're going to talk about that in a sec. Now we'll get over to Bottle Girl over here. Your scene was hilarious because it was like, first of all, you're in that long dress, and I was like, and he gave you a little choreography. Like, I'm like, how did you do that in the dress? I was like, that one dress looked like you were gonna trip on it at first, but you're like,
oh my gosh, that was like kind of tough because I had to practice in that dress and I had to get it right in like a week, and I guess practicing, I had got it right, but it was just like kind of awkward. Like he told me, like when he told me like, you're gonna have to do a scene, like a fight scene or whatever. And I'm like, huh? I just had started martial arts. I'm like, what you mean? So I went to practice And I was like, oh, that's it. But it was kind of tough, but I got through it.
Oh, you did it. You did it. But
I did it. I had to.
You had to. You do it.
Yeah.
One part that was funny, though, is a little later with the DJ, you were like, the bottle. So, wait a minute. So, with the bottles, what is it like? I've never did it before. I was like hitting somebody with those fake bottles or whatever, those things.
It was soft. It was like when you hit somebody, it was actually kind of soft. You just had to be, it was very fragile. You had to be careful with it.
You have to hit a certain angle at a certain angle? Is that what you have to do? You remember? I'm trying to think of how to do it. I've never done it before. I'm just curious.
Somewhat, something like that, but not really because they're so fragile.
Yeah. And
they break easily, so it didn't matter how you hit them, but you just had to be careful. But you wanted to get on the right angle, though.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go down to Kathleen because you had some scenes. They're all very interesting. And there was one scene. I was like, oh, Dwayne wrote this into the movie. It was quick and off to the corner and kind of dark. There's a sex scene in there.
I was hoping that you weren't gonna bring that up.
I'm sure you were hoping that, weren't you? I know, but what I want to bring up, what I bring up is just that how. I mean, I'm not gonna ask you how is it like filming a sex scene. That's just like a boring question. I mean, it's like, but when you do one, because it was tame compared to most you see on TV and stuff. But how does that feel as an actor when it does come out, when you're in it, when you like say, okay, it's going to come out, you're going to see this, it's suggested you had sex. What's that like as an actor?
I mean, I personally didn't see that part just yet, so I won't know until it actually comes out. But actually doing the scene, I had to be very confident. I couldn't be so self-conscious about it, because as a woman, you really have to own yourself and who you are. And that includes owning your body and just being proud of it. Like, hey, I'm a woman. Yeah, we have the same parts. I'm out there. So I just found the confidence to do it, and I just went out there and did it. So when it comes out, I'll see it, and everybody else will.
Well, my thing is, I mean, on a serious note, I love seeing more black on black love. We don't see enough of it. So to me, even that little piece of scene is still very important, just for representation wise. I think it's like, why not? Why not? I think we should do that.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, I think it's like other people do it. Like we should have more of that, of course, and doing that. Now I want to ask you, Dwayne. So when you are, and you're an actor, and then you also wrote the piece, and you're also directing some stuff and everything. How do you focus on the acting part?
You just got to do it. When you have the vision in your head. For me personally, it's just the mission of getting it done. Being an ex-military in the Army and everything, it's just about doing it. No excuses, just making it happen. So I knew that I had a goal and that I wanted to make every area as, the best I could. So it was just making sure that I did it. I have to multitask in my 9-to-5 job anyway, so it wasn't really that hard. I'm a guidance counselor, and I deal with hundreds of kids that ask me or tell me they need this and they need that and all this other stuff every day. So I'm used to dealing with just a lot thrown at me. So,
That's right. Mark, to me, and I said this, I was kind of saying this jokingly on the beginning of the show that you are the true star of the show. I just want to know, you really had to show several sides of Tyson.
Yeah.
Several. And so when you got this role and you read it, what did you think when you first read it?
Well, for the audition, I only had the car scene when Knight and I are discussing and he's pointing the gun against my head.
Oh, I was screaming.
Hey, too much. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
I was screaming. Spoiler. I was screaming. Yeah, there's a little piece of a spoiler. It's fine. So folks go, oh, really? They'll look at it.
So that was the scene I had to prepare. So I already know what Dwayne was looking for, kind of. And when I got the script, I felt like, okay, that's it's basically a big confession for my character. And then I was working with my acting coach from the Actors Studio. I was working with him one-on-one 2 or 3 times on it. And that's basically my preparation.
How do you prepare to cry? And everybody has different ways they do it. I mean, I'm sure as an actor, you probably have several tools in your belt to get there. But what is one way you get there?
Well, I would say it always depends. It was never hard for me. Let's put it that way. Sometimes I use a personalization, so then it's pretty easy to have another head basically, I'm using another person. Or if I'm so deep in character and so deep in the situation, it comes pretty naturally.
Okay.
I'm hit by the words I'm saying.
That's good. That's good. It's on the page, right?
Yeah.
Craig, so how do you become this mean person? Like when you guys are on sets and like you're filming certain scenes, I said about giving away certain scenes. In between takes, are you guys like smiling, laughing, talking? Are you in the character? Like how do you? Because you just played out a straight out baddie. So how did you prepare for that?
Yeah, so now that's a great question, James. It's you know, we're all professionals. So we did have a blast. I mean, I had a great time, you know, every time on set, you know, joking around here and there, but me just being focused on the mission, and really trying to stay in character, you know, because Vader is just a very passionate, he's a very passionate character, and to do some of the things that he does and to have that mentality, you kind of got to stay focused. So while I kind of let it all hang loose a little bit on the set, I always kept mindful that, I need to focus on who I am, and then, not a very nice guy. So.
Hey, so nice. Look at that. Makes you laugh. So Landra and Dwayne, you both, obviously, you worked on her series, the Thunder series, and stuff like that.
Yes.
So Landra, what was like working with him on his project?
Oh, well, Dwayne is not just a business partner. He's like my brother, like family. So it was an amazing experience. And I told him that I was so proud of him because he took a leap of faith and he had this idea, and he told me he had this idea and that he was going to actually, write it. But, you're like, okay, you're going to write it. All right. So I had never really seen Dwayne right before. I knew he was really great behind the camera. He's great with editing. So this is my first foray into seeing him actually write. And then when he sent me the script, I was like, what? So it was definitely amazing.
I always say that Dwayne is a sleeper because when he was on my show, he was all, hi, little cutie. Hello, look at him. A future star right there. Future star.
Right.
Thank you, James.
But the thing is, you were so quiet on my show, though. We had to kind of get it out of you. And now I've seen this movie. I was like, this came out of Dwayne? Like, okay. I'm like, what's going on? This came out of him? Wow, that was crazy.
Well, you're the first person that I wanted to definitely get it to because just the fact that when we had that first interview, you made such an impression on me. I definitely wanted to make sure that we stayed in contact and that I got this to you. So thank you so much for your support.
I'm always rooting for you.
Thank you, man.
You know that. And so now, Kathleen, how did you get involved as, in this project with your producer, assistant director? I mean, like, you're acting in it. How'd you get involved?
Well, working on the film with Dwayne, we got to know each other a little more creatively, and we thought that it would be a good idea to collaborate. So he brought me on as an EP and an assistant director. So it was really all about teamwork and putting in the effort to, have the product of VEX.
Yeah, that's good. Now, the three of you guys, can you kind of talk to a little bit to people out there who just wonder, you can put a film together. I mean, it can be done. But it's not always easy, isn't it? It's complete. It's like you have a lot budgets and lighting and permits and all these things. So there's a lot that goes into making something like this, doesn't it?
Yes, I want to, just give a special shout out to Itor. He was our DP, and he put a lot of effort into helping this to happen. So I thank him very much for the work that he's put in. He's an excellent cinematographer. And I don't want to jack up his last name, but it's Itor Mandelabar, I believe, is his last name. And yeah, he did an excellent job helping to just project my vision onto the screen. And also, the score that you hear in there is from another man named Sasi Kumar B. Now, I may not have pronounced that correct, but he put that finishing touch on the film, which is very important. I love music, and I wanted that emotion to be highlighted and intensified, and he really brought that to the movie for me. And so I thank him a lot too for his contribution.
Yeah, music is usually like the topper of all kinds of projects, whether it's TV shows, movies, whatever. It's like that just adds to scenes. Certain music really can elevate a scene and elevate an emotion in the scene.
Yes, definitely.
Versus silence, versus just silence. Miss Brittney, so do you love working on little projects like this, kind of indie projects like this?
Yeah, I do, because it helps me grow.
How long have you been acting?
No, I've been acting probably for a year and a half now. Yeah, it's like my second project I had worked on.
Wow,
it's fun. It's going to help me grow as an actor, so gotta work somewhere.
What do you like about acting?
I like acting. I like playing different roles. Yeah, but I'm also learning that I can also play myself instead of trying to really get into the character. So that's the fun thing about it. Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
That's very
It's only number 2. I got number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coming.
You have to start somewhere, right? You start.
Yeah, for real, you have to start somewhere. You have to. And I'm just thankful that Dwayne actually added me on. Yeah. Thank you.
How'd you guys meet? And how'd she come into the project?
Was it casting?
Well, I got her through casting. So, I put out a casting for the particular part, and I saw her and I felt that she would definitely fit the role, and she came in, she conquered it. She actually gave me exactly what I was looking for, and as you saw, she did a bang up job, no pun intended.
Yeah, because I think you had gave me I think I had submitted for another role, and you was like, hey, well, I see that you do martial arts. I'm like,
yes.
Yeah.
So James, that was a very important thing for me. When it comes to the fighting, I've been on projects in my past that I wasn't, in charge of, where people got hurt a lot, trying to do these fancy things. And of course, I don't have Michael Bay money. And I want to make sure, as a martial artist myself, that I found people to do these fight scenes that had some athletic ability and had some control. So everybody that I casted in the film had some kind of experience in martial arts who did a fight scene or whatever. And fortunately, we got through without any accidents, and everybody was safe, which was my first and foremost concern.
Because you were the choreographer for that, and also somebody else, right, on the film? It was like 2 of you guys, right?
Yeah, it was myself. I did the majority of it, and then I had another person by the name of Daytona Jones, who helped me coordinate that final fight scene at the end. And I was very thankful to him, because we were running out of time at that point, and he just jumped in and he helped me to get that together. So, shout out to him for his contribution.
So Craig and Mark, how was it doing? I mean, are you guys used to doing fight scenes in film? I mean, was the choreography easy to learn? Like turn left, do this. Like this. I mean, like, no one forced.
Yeah, it was very nervous at times, and I think Mark at one point was like, like looking at me like, please, make sure you pull your punches, So yeah, because I mean, shout out to Dwayne, because he emphasized, frequently that, everyone's safety was top priority. So we were always cognizant of that, while trying to make it look as real as possible. We didn't want to risk anyone getting hurt. But yeah, it was kind of awkward. It's like, hi, nice to meet you. Now let me try to punch you in the face.
But also, you had a lot of guns on the set, fake guns on the set, right? So, I always ask people, what is it like having a gun pointed to your head, Landra V Phillips? What's that like? What's that like? And stay with you, Mark. What is it like to have a gun pointing to your head? I'm just like, there are a lot of guns throughout the whole film, so it's just kind of like guns are pointing. It was like, what is that like?
You know what? It was actually exhilarating and thrilling, because I'm more, James, I'm more of a dramatic actor. I'm not an action.
Yes.
I took Taekwondo at 15 and quit by 16. My brother is a martial artist. My brother has a black belt, but so that's why I was kind of like, I was telling him that I was doing this. He was like, "What? You quit?" Martial arts. I was like, I did, but it was really exhilarating. And doing, I would say it's definitely a different type of when we do it over and over again in drama, it's a different type of emotion that you feel this drained this way. But with VEX, like doing those things over and over again and having somebody grab you and yoke you and this, it's like you're emotionally drained, but you're also physically drained. I definitely give props to, to stunt people and, actors that do stunts because it's definitely a different type of beast, type of animal. And I think it's twice as hard.
Yeah, Mark, how was it for you? Everybody talk about it. Like, Mark, what was it like for you?
Well, I did karate. I started with karate since when I was 12 years old, and then I did Sistema and stick and sword fighting, fencing, and in acting school we had this like, what was it? I don't know, like falling down the staircase and stuff, exercise. I was kind of used to that, and gun training. The last time I did was for Quantico. That was 2018. So. And before that, actually, I can't remember right now, but it was like another day. It was not a big deal. It was fun.
I like that. And then Kathleen, not giving too much away, also, you had a physical scene too. That was kind of interesting. So how was that for you?
So that was a little scary because it involved a lot of physicality, especially with Mark. So there were times when he was asking me like, am I doing this too hard? Are you okay? And I was like, no, go ahead. I don't mind if you get a little physical, because for me as an actor, the more real the scene is, the better the reaction is.
That makes sense. You want it as real as possible without hurting each other, obviously. But you want it
course.
Real. Well, it's funny. I do other interviews, and I interviewed two people who on a soap had to slap each other, and they admitted that the slap connected. So I'm like, when I saw that on screen, it looked like it connected. It's like, no, it did connect. And I said, my face was red, and they were telling the whole story. So I mean, usually it's much more safer than that. But they were fine afterwards. But I was like, I always see these things going, I wonder how that is. I've never done a scene like that, so I don't know. It looks real. I mean, it looks real. So I'm like, okay, getting tossed around.
It definitely felt real, but thanks to Dwayne, he was, always making sure that everybody was safe. So safety was a top priority. So I was fine.
Yes. So Brittney, why should people go see this film, in your opinion? Why should they go see it? Support it.
1 second. Say it again.
Why should they support and see this film, in your opinion?
They should support it because it's a good film. It talks about like people should forgive. Like a lot of people don't know how to forgive people, and it shows that actually point of view in the film.
I like that. Mark, why should they see this film?
I guess we are taking you on a journey, and you are hopefully able to feel with the characters, and there will be some twists and turns, and basically you're able to ask, like Brittney already said, you're able to ask yourself, are you willing to forgive?
Yeah. Okay. Craig, why should they see this film?
Well, I'm in the film. For starters.
Good reason.
I don't know if I need anything additional. I don't know if you need anything else. But it's an awesome piece. It touches on some major things that a lot of people shy away from, the forgiveness element. I'm a big action buff, so I absolutely love action films, and for something independent, check it out. Check it out.
I love it. Landra, why should they see this film?
I think because it goes from revenge into redemption, and how do you forgive for things that have been, committed against you. So I think that's one thing that I thought was intriguing about it, that, Knight is on this mission, but then he realizes certain things about himself. The whole journey.
Okay. Miss Kathleen, why should they see this film?
I think they should see it because not only is there forgiveness in the film, which I think is very important, but also Knight's character, who is married to my character Summer, it also shows how important it is to be self-sacrificing, because she is in love with Knight's character and she stood behind him in his career, which is very hard on him. And she has moments in there where she is very self-sacrificing by giving her love to him. So I think that's definitely an important reason why people should go and watch it.
Very good. And Dwayne, of course, why should they see this film?
They should see this film because we need to support indie films. It's a perfect film for people who love action, for people who want to go on an emotional roller coaster. It's definitely going to make you question what it is to be a forgiving person. It's also a very diverse film. We have a lot of people from Germany, Africa, all over in this film. So it's very diverse, and it's done on a very small budget. So if you want to see something that that a lot of people put a lot of effort into, and is definitely giving you 150% in their acting and in their roles, definitely see VEX. You're gonna walk away crying, probably. You'll walk away very scared, but very satisfied.
I can't say anything. Jesus. You're like a gag order. I can't say nothing.
Did you shed a tear, James? For anybody in there?
Oh my God. Why are you trying to start with me? I can't say nothing. So I'm like, so folks, you need to watch this film. Like, I can't say nothing. That's what I mean. So watch it and talk to me about it. You guys are talking about it. So I can't say nothing.
The trailer is fire. The trailer makes you want to watch it. When Dwayne sent it in an email, I screamed. I expected to even be a part of the trailer.
It's good. I can't say nothing. I just was like, yeah, it's very interesting.
I like it. It's hard.
It is. The movie is not for the faint of heart either. The movie has some stuff in there. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, wow. Again, it came out of Dwayne's mind. Who knew? Quiet guy. Who knew he has that in his mind? It's kind of crazy. But I'm looking forward to seeing all of you doing more amazing things. You guys are all great, and I'm supporting all of you in here. Everybody in these boxes, I support you. And whatever projects you're doing coming up,
Thank you.
I'm here.
Thank you.
Oh my God. We're going to start with Miss Brittney. Tell me where they can find you on the social media interwebs.
Hi, my name is Brittney Moniique. You can find me on Instagram at Brittney, BRITTNEY _Moniique with 2 I's.
I love it. We'll go to Kathleen.
Hey, you guys, you can find my social media account on social media. It's going to be at Liautaud, my last name, Liautaud. And please check out some of my fashion illustrations. That's my artwork on my Instagram. And some of it is featured in VEX, if you look closely. They're like little Easter eggs in there.
Wow. Okay, I will check that out.
Please do.
I will. Seriously, I will. Landra V Phillips, my girl. Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
So Instagram, Twitter, at Landra V Phillips, and then Instagram at Asunder Series, Twitter Asunder Series, Facebook Asunder the Series.
And is Asunder the Series coming back?
The series, except Twitter is Asunder Series.
But is Asunder the Series coming back?
Yes, you know New York is on lockdown. We can't film it.
It's like LA. Let's have to ask anyway. You know I love the show.
Thank you.
One day I may have a walk on roll, maybe one day.
Yes, you do.
I'll come back.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Mark, tell folks where they can find you.
So my name is not that easy, like I said, it's German. So it's Mark, but with a C, and my last name is Schoettner. So Mark Schottner. And from there, you find my IMDb, my Facebook page, and Vimeo, whatever you need.
Now, Mark, do we like Marks with K's?
I know.
Do we like them?
In Germany, before we had Euro, it was Deutschmark, and that mark was written with a K. So my parents didn't want me to sound like money.
I like that. Mark. I like that. That's so funny. And Mr. Smiley in the corner, Craig, where can they find you?
Twitter, AKA Hated.
Oh, Hey.
Instagram, Flex and Hated at Instagram. That's where you can find me.
I like that. I'll make sure I follow that. And Mr. Dwayne Parker, where can they find you on the social media interwebs?
You can find me on Instagram at whoisdwayne Parker. You can find me at Night 7 Productions on Instagram, and of course at VEX the Movie on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Please check out the trailer if you haven't seen it on YouTube. Just YouTube VEX official trailer, and it should pop up.
Now, who is Dwayne Parker?
I'm still waiting for you to find out, James. You did a good job today, though.
Okay, who is Dwayne Parker after all? Anyway, who he is. And you can find me where all James Lott Jrs. are sold at James Lott Jr. and also social media platforms. That's right, James Lott Jr. across the board, everywhere. Follow me on TikTok, people. Apparently, I'm a TikTok star. I don't know why.
Very good.
I got 12,000 followers in 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, you're
Awesome.
I don't know how.
famous, man. Celebrity.
I'm just talking to the camera. I'm not even doing any fancy dances or nothing. I'm not savage or nothing. I'm not doing that. That's not how it happens. But follow me on there, I guess. That's what's going on. And this show, of course, you can follow on all social media platforms, too, in between the pages with James Lott Jr. You can follow us on all streaming services. I mean, everything from Spotify to Pandora to Google to Apple. It's everywhere. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And there's videos on my page, JLJ Media on YouTube. And be so kind, subscribe there too. And on the pages, I'll share the trailer, make sure I get to see it and go out there. And you need to see this movie. Like I always say, run, don't walk. When you get a chance to see it, go see it. It's gonna make you yell at the screen too, over and over again. And I'm James Lott Jr. And everybody, please stay safe and sane.
Awesome.